Last week, Bill and I flew to French Polynesia to bring Delos back to life after 9 months baking in the tropical sun. We're just gonna worry about the super critical stuff to get her in the water. We got her all powered up, we patched the keel, started sanding the hull, installed a brand new transmission, and fixed the bonding strap. But why the hurry? Well, here's the deal. We're coming up on 2 years in French Polynesia. And if we overstay even a day, we're looking at massive import taxes on the boat. Ugh. So the mission is simple, to get Delos ready to splash and sail her out of French Polynesia before the clock runs out and the tax man cometh. Good morning. Day 3. Definitely feeling it. Me and Bill have been pushing it. We've been pushing it hard. Like, it takes a lot out of you being in the sun and just sweating all day. And it's yard life. It's the one nice thing we're doing is we have a place to stay off the boat, which I've promised myself, like, before when we first got started, we just couldn't afford to stay off the boat. We always had to sleep on the boat. And now, like, it means you get to go home, take a nice hot shower, just get cleaned up, give your mind a rest. It's great. And today is about connecting up the saltwater distribution manifolds, which feeds like the water maker and the toilets and the deck wash down to the through hole that goes out. There's a manifold, and that completely corroded through. So while I tackled this, Bill geared up to finish the sanding. The other thing is the bilge pump. So this is the original part. So what you have here is manual bilge pump. This is the electric bilge pump. And then this is the wastewater from the water maker. And then this side right here goes to the through hole and out the boat. And over the years, it just corroded away. It is not great. So I made up this nifty new one out of composite fittings. So this will have all the bilge pumps come together, and my task this morning is to install that, and we'll be one step closer to splashing.
Alright, so now all the areas that were damaged paint, so that were flaking off, has been gone over with 40 grit. Now switching to 80 for the rest of the hull. And that's just to get a good surface prep for the new paint going on. I still do the starboard side.
Several sweaty hours later, I too was just about done. What I thought was gonna be 2 hours turned into, I don't know, six or 7 or 8 hours, but it's done. I'm happy with how it turned out. Here's the new manifold up there, and then the new hose goes out, and then it goes to the seacock over there. So making incredible progress. Spirits are high. They're about to get a lot higher. Oh, Bill's never had this one.
I don't know how I went to French Polynesia and not had this one.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, man.
Thanks for all the work.
No problem, dude.
We decided to drop the bow thruster so we could see what kind of condition the oil is in. That seal down there where that rust is, that's supposed to be a spring. When we were sailing here, it was quite heavy weather, and we were getting some little squirts of water every time we hit a wave, and then eventually it comes back and it gets in the bilge, and then it just sucks. Bill's gonna go into the boat and keep it from falling down, and then we can see what condition everything is in. And if the oil is white and milky, then for sure I have to change the seals.
Yeah.
So that's what happens when you get water in your gear oil. It turns into a milkshake. That means that these seals under the prop have gone, which isn't very surprising because I don't think I changed them in Mexico either, so. Day number 4. Before we dive into our next project, I just want to take a second and share a major sale we've got going on in our shop right now. You've probably seen us wearing these babies on countless adventures over the years. They're absolutely perfect for protecting yourself from the blasting summer sun. And right now, we're having a massive sale on our classic Delos sun shirts for just 25 bucks.
They're amazing. They're UV proof, they protect you from the elements. We have both men and women's. We've been torture testing them for a couple of years now, and I just love mine. If you want to check them out, head to svdelos.com/shop and have a look. Okay, back to the show. I'm gonna give myself a little reprieve from the engine room this morning.
Good idea.
And we're gonna work on the bow thruster, and we're gonna work on the prop. So my first order of business is to pull the prop off.
We started last night, but beers.
Beers got in the way. All right. So right now I'm just loosening this set screw. So this is what keeps this from accidentally loosening. And when I first set sail on this trip, I lost this prop in Sausalito right as I was pulling up to the dock. It's kind of a funny story. I think I wrote a blog about it on the website called Dude, I Lost My Prop or something like that. This is a pretty important little piece right there. Wow, I really taped that up, didn't I?
That must have been a Casa job. There's no way you were that focused.
There she is. This thing's got some miles on it. Look at my sweet funnel. Voila!
Yeah, that's working really well.
Nice and
Look at you
black.
go.
That's good news. I might need that other one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There she goes. That's what holds the ocean out and the oil in. Okay, so this is the new bushing with 3 new seals on it. I put these seals in, and then I use the old bushing, and I just tap them in.
Oh yeah.
That's the fit. That goes on there like that. Boom.
Perfect.
Done. Hey Bill, we did really good today. Today, I'm kind of tying up some loose ends. We put new seals in the bow thruster yesterday. We got it filled with oil. So today we're going to be putting that up into the boat. We got the prop seals and the bushing serviced. So I'm filling that up with oil, the MLC drive, and then I have to grease the prop. One of the other things I'm going to finish up today is this. So this is the heat exchanger for the transmission. And this is my little fix-it job until I get a new one of these. I used the same size hose, just cut a little bit, used it as a mold. It'll last for a while. It's not something I'll leave forever, but I'm pretty happy with the results. So yeah, we're back at it today. It's Sunday, and I'm gonna crank up the tunes, get some projects done. I've got the heat exchanger installed. It was pretty simple. I've decided to run an extra bonding strap. And yeah, we're just sweating away here. All right, well, I'm about ready to start my last major project in the engine room, which is very exciting, and it is replacing this exhaust hose, which is the original one on the boat. You can see that the clamps and stuff are fairly badly corroded, and the hose back here is actually starting to rust through. So it is definitely time. I think I got the right size hose. I sure hope I did, because I went to great lengths to get it here in my check baggage. It's an interesting method Amel uses. Instead of putting hard mounts, they used, you know, lines and soft mounts and just a lacing to hold this exhaust tube up, and it actually works incredibly well. It's very low tech, it never corrodes. I mean, this is the original on the boat, so it's 25 years old, and yeah, it's sometimes the simplest method is actually the best. I'm trying to do certain things like that on Delos 2.0 too. I think it just lasts forever, and it's easy to do, and yeah, sometimes simple solutions are amazing. All right, here we go. No, it is not raining. That is sweat. Ugh. Ugh. That's bad. I need to drink some water. Oh my God, this hose is so nasty. Look at that. Oh my God, that was a lot. Get off the boat. Oh. Good riddance. Just getting off all the dust, Bill.
Yeah, man.
Can you spray me down? This is disgusting.
Girls gone wild, spring break.
Oh, that's actually really nice. Yeah, give me that thing. I can't let you spray me anymore. It's too weird.
Funny, because your shirt doesn't look much different.
Holy crap, man.
You were just as wet before.
I was able to wring my shirt out. I think that might be the sweatiest I've ever been. All right, this shirt's good for another 4 days now.
We haven't changed our shirts yet. We're pretty gross right now.
I needed to take a little break from the engine room because I was starting to feel like it was just getting too hot. So I had lunch, I drank a bunch of water, and now we're gonna switch it up a little bit and put the bow thruster back in. You down there, Bill?
Yeah, I was setting up the GoPro. Okay.
Go ahead. Nice and easy. Okay, now straight up. Okay, push it up. So I tighten those up. There's 4 of them, and then this little safety collar goes onto there so that there's absolutely no way those bolts can back up and the bow thruster comes out.
You wonder why Brian was sweating so much.
Ridiculous.
98 degrees almost and 76% humidity.
Okay, no sense delaying it any longer. I better get back in there and wrestle this. These hoses are always so difficult and awkward to deal with, but luckily it's been sitting on the deck in the sun, so it's nice and warm and a little bit pliable. All right, now I'm gonna start fastening it from that end back.
Brian's always so slow and methodical. I'd have a sawzall out, or an angle grinder, or...
Yes!
It fits.
It fits. It's beautiful too. It's a good fit.
You're almost done with the engine room.
Oh my God, that I know of.
Yeah, that was 2.5 days solid, maybe 3.
I think maybe it was 5. So it's always a cool part when I get to greasing the prop, because that means we're getting close to the end. 2 days. We're 2 days away.
I think we're 2 days.
2 days away from splash, we think.
That might be ambitious.
Everything's ambitious.
There it comes.
That's better.
This pump is doing something.
Yeah. That's a good color grease too. I saw a pretty interesting comment on one of the Delos 2.0 videos today asking about whether we would have a heating and cooling system on the new boat. And the answer is yes. I've been putting quite a lot of thought into it. How to describe it? I think I'll start by describing the system that we have on Delos 1 right now. So we actually have two systems on Delos. We have the compact, self-contained air conditioning units in each cabin. So we have one in our cabin, we have one in Sierra's cabin, and we have one in the salon. Those can do air conditioning, cooling. They can also do reverse cycle heating. We also have a hadronic heating system that I installed for our trips up north. So that basically has a diesel boiler, and it heats hot water by burning diesel fuel, and then we pump it around the boat in a heater hose, and then that goes to air handlers or fan coils or heat exchangers in each cabin. So we really have two systems, and the reason why we need to do that is because the air conditioning uses a lot of power in reverse cycle mode, and as the temperature of the water decreases, the efficiency of the heating system in reverse cycle AC actually gets less and less and less until it comes to a point where it just doesn't work at all. And so if you're going to venture afield further north and south, you really need to think about what kind of heating system you're going to use. And I want to avoid having duplicate multiple systems on Delos 2.0 for a couple of reasons. First of all, you're just adding a lot of equipment to the boat, so I'd like to find one system that can do both efficiently and well. And the second thing is, air conditioning compressors inside the boat are loud. Okay, that's just the fan, so that's not too bad, but wait for it. Now it's loud, the compressor's on. I can't hear anything you're saying. And so what I'd like to do is, first of all, move the compressors back to the engine room in Delos 2, and then do separate units that just have the fans that circulate the hot or the cool air, which are a reasonable kind of volume. And so my kind of dream system is to have a water loop through the boat, so a hydronic system similar to what we have on Delos, with the compressors and the boiler in the starboard engine room, and then I will pump either hot or cold water through an insulated pipe around the boat, and then I'll have just the heat exchangers and the fans in each cabin with their own individual thermostats, so we will be able to individually control the temperature of each cabin. And when we're in the warm places, we can run it in air conditioning mode. If we're in temperate places, we can run it in reverse cycle mode. And if we go further north or south, then we will run it in diesel boiler mode. And so if anybody has any experience in doing that with the system, I think I can make it happen with some tricks. But yeah, basically it's going to be a closed loop water chiller slash boiler system. So yeah, look forward to that in the future videos. And we're making pretty good progress. The only problem is the marina office is closed today. And when she asked me if I wanted to get the paint yesterday, I was like, no, I'll pick it up. And I didn't realize that they're closed for the weekends. But the bottom's sanded. Bill did a fantastic job here. So they're all faired out and ready for the barrier coat. That one looks good. That one looks perfect. So we'll do a barrier coat on that. And then we paint. Up next on Delos, we're all on the home stretch. Boom, look at that paint. And we get some exciting updates from the build in Australia.
There's a lot of things that's been happening in the last couple of days.
How you feeling, buddy?
A little tired.
Worked?
Don't ever volunteer to come help Brian.
Don't ever volunteer to come help Brian.
Is it more than a gallon?
It's 8 liters.
What does that mean for Americans?
Yes. The problem is, because it's from the US, it is not metric anything, and so it's 9/64.
Talk about randomness. What engineer
which is between
decided?
which is between 5/32 and 1/8. Like,